Hello, this is Paul Newell, posted to my personal page, and I'm here with Mike. Mike, you want to introduce yourself now?
Hey, good morning, Mike Likier, a friend of Paul Newell, and we're here together with a message and an invitation.
And this is about personal leadership, because I think that this is what this is about too, Mike, is be internally powered to rise above. Because revolution does not bring evolution, justice never brings peace. If we do not take on leadership of our own lives, we will continue to be manipulated by the past.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is a narrative. Like I tell, especially when I work with young men of color, I'm like, yo, man, the narrative is all slave days and stuff like that. Yo, next time I see you guys, I want you guys to research a black inventor that lived and thrived during that time. Because it's out there, that's history there, but it's not put in the books. It's put in like, you've been captive, you've been this. Like, hold up, what?
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah, we're in process of researching colleges for my daughter. For people who don't know me, my wife is a black woman. We have mixed children, and we're looking at HBCUs. For my Hannah, who's a junior in high school, and look at the history, right? That these colleges and universities sprung up in like Reconstruction. It's like, wow, imagine that. Imagine that, what it took when people were being lynched, right? On a regular, right? Colleges and universities are arising, right? So, and here we are, and here we are, right? People are being lynched, not in the same kind of way, but maybe in this, but same concept, right? And that quote that you were saying, too, I had something to say about that. Like, if you're taking leadership, right? Because at this point, being like nice is not enough, right? You said something earlier in our conversation about you're not just the people, the system, right? So we could be kind of nice and polite and treat people well, which we need to do, right? But we also need to be looking at the system, because you could be like the nicest, police officer in the world, right? But if you're working for a racist system, you're going to be participating in racism, right? Or whatever field you're in. I shouldn't even single out cops here, as a psychologist, right? I can practice psychology in a way that can promote liberation, right? Or I can practice psychology in a way that's going to promote oppression, right? And if I don't put a justice lens on what I'm doing, right? Whether I'm a therapist, a police officer, a yoga instructor, whatever line of work that you're in, right? Or wherever you go through life and interact with systems, with public schools or your communities, your houses of worship, right? If you're not naming this stuff there, right? And you're just being like a good person, like you're kind of passively promoting these systems of oppression, right? And it's a big leap. It's a big risk, to be one person doing that, right? But if we do this in community, if we do it together, if we have our backs, each other's backs, and support each other in challenging these systems and transforming these systems, right? Then we have a chance. This is not an individual game, right? It's not a game at all. It's not an individual endeavor, right? This is something we need to do together. So again, this conversation is an invitation for community starting here, starting now. You'll see this on Facebook, right? So on Facebook, it's a chance to do something, to do justice on Facebook. To build. To build. Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So listen. So from this place, let's set the invitation in concrete. What Mike and I are inviting you to do, regardless of your color, this is something that means something to you, to step up and host these types of circles, okay? Step up and host these types of circles. And if you're like, I don't know what the heck that even means, Paul, I'm glad you're thinking that, because I got some guidelines for you. If you decide that you want to host and you want to step into your courage to host these circles, here's some things. Either learn how to facilitate trauma work, or connect with the facilitator guide that can help you in these circles. So Mike and I are putting ourselves out here. We may not be able to be there with you. However, we can offer some insight if we can, or I don't know what it looks like, depending on our schedules. But we are here to help you with that guide. Another thing, if you're going to host these circles, make sure that you have ground rules. I know Mike has some ground rules that he has for his projects. I have some that I have for mine. It helps to set the container. For example, one of the things that Mike and I did before we even got on this call is we lit sage and we honored the ancestors in all directions, okay? Hold and honor something sacred can be a ground rule. Participation can be a ground rule so someone could pass. Judgment freedom is a ground rule, so it's free of judgment. And also confidentiality. So what happens in that circle stays in that circle. Vegas, baby, that's what's up. And I mean that. What happens in that circle stays in that circle. Because if you really want to move into some things, you get to set the container for vulnerability and compassion and empathy. Another piece, make sure that everyone's willing and everyone's going to take on the ability to listen completely to another. Mike, do you have any other ground rules for people that want for people that are stepping up to host these circles?
What I would actually really recommend, if you want to do a circle, right, is like let's do a circle, right? Put in the comments, hey Mike, I want to do a circle, right?
Okay, word.
A circle, and we'll flesh this out. I mean, these are great things to start. You know what Paul's saying, and there's lots of great references. But I would certainly be I'd be overjoyed, man, if a few people said, hey, let's make a circle, and then from there we can make our own circles, and and so on, and we can talk about how to really do this,
Bless up. I'm game. So you guys heard it, man. When you hear this, leave a comment. Mike, I want to host a circle. Paul, I want to host a circle. So then again, when I said we could flesh this out, we could take these steps. I know I got a circle coming up when this video is recorded. It's mid-May. I have a circle coming up called the BIPOC Collective. It's going to be on, I think it's May 23rd. I don't know. The post will come out. I'll say the link. Mike, is there something that you got coming that you want to promote to the people, man?
Yeah. So for those who are part of Mankind Project, Mankind Project holds a white people unraveling racism circle. Our next one, I believe, Sunday at 7:00 that you can call into for people. That's for people in the project, but people who are not in the Mankind Project, we can do one right here, man. I want to do one with you. I need to do one with you, so let's do one. You can look at my website for white people confronting racism. I think it's .org or .com. Just Google that, white people confronting racism. For people of color and white people both, there's a great thing called Undoing Racism, given by the People's Institute for Survival and Beyond. Is another wonderful experience. But there's just tons of great resources. I guess the last thing I would say, if you want to do something, just something today, donate some money. Go to look up some organizations that are led by Black, Indigenous people of color, that are doing justice work, and donate. You can find a nice list on the website for Surge, SURJ, showing up for racial justice. They have a nice list there. But give. It's one thing white people can do. We have a disproportionate amount of wealth, financial resources. We can start giving a little bit back. If you want to do something today, that's a great thing to do. Blessings
to the ancestors. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Mike, let's close this container, man. Mike, did we talk about how people can contact you, bud? I know we talked about them connecting in the comments and your website. Is there a direct way people can contact you, or is it through those vehicles?
Yeah, I mean, those would be the best. If you wanted to email me, you'll see my name on the Facebook here, but you just put my name together, Mike Likier at yahoo.com. If you want to email me that way, that would be cool too.
Fresh, man, fresh. And for people that want to connect with me, paul25newell@gmail.com. And also these Facebook, these different outlets. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Just like we carried the container, I want to thank you to the ancestors, to the angels, to the guides that were here with us, that helped guide us in this conversation. We ask that you take these words, bring the vibrations to others so we can truly uplift and heal the collective, because this is one of the reasons that we're here. We are willing, we're grateful. Show us the way, and guide our steps. Aho, amen, ayaya.
Amen.
Love you, brother. Thank you,
Love
Mike.
you, man. Thank you.
Ooh-wee.
All right.